Ebro in the morning, NBA legend Horace Grant here with us right now.
Four-time champion?
Four times.
Four times the world champ.
It should have been 6, but I'm okay with 4.
Do you ever throw your championships in your brother's face? Be honest. Be honest.
Always. Always. Just walking through the airport, people, Horace or Harvey? I'm like, Harvey don't have these.
Whoa, come on, man. Let me see that ring. Is that hard, easy to come off? Can I see it real quick?
Oh,
Let's see which one he keeps on
now,
him.
Horace, you're still pretty in good shape, man. Like, you don't, some ball players you see from your time, they didn't hold up so well.
You mean like Charles Barkley?
Oh, come on.
No, but, Chuck is Chuck, but I try to work out 3 days a week.
So you still, but do you play basketball? Is that part of your routine? Or are you still out here running around hooping, or?
No, I just go out and shoot, run up and down the court with some friends a few days a week, and nothing crazy like a men's league or anything like that.
Somebody might try to hurt you, make a name off you.
Yeah, trying to undercut me, But if somebody ever did.
I seen you getting a couple of skirmishes.
Oh,
out
yeah.
here. You've been in a couple of
you liked
dust ups.
You were scrappy back then, Horace. Don't get it twisted. I remember it well. This is the basketball I grew up on. You got it.
Hey.
You like to scrap a little bit.
Well, it was in the 80s and 90s, and of course I played in 2000 with the Lakers. But back in the day, man, you get undercut, you get up, you shake it off. And then you
shake it off.
You shake it off on your opponent.
Now, I recently was watching. I was watching a Celtics Lakers game. They were replaying on NBA on one of the ESPN channels, and man, there were moments in games where I saw Robert Parrish like basically throw a straight up punch at someone. These guys basically got into a fight, and at the end, they pulled them aside. A couple free throws. Back to the game.
That was Boston and Detroit. Robert Parrish.
Oh, that's right. It was Detroit.
It was Detroit. Robert Parrish just came out, bam, 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 on Bill Laimbeer. Knocked him down, couple punches. Didn't get through. Just pulled him apart. He probably got fined $500, but he still played the game.
Now, how do you feel about that? Do you think that is the way the game that should be played, or do you feel that times have changed and it can no longer be that way?
Evolution of the game and players, but my personal opinion, I don't condone.
Condone fighting.
I don't condone fighting and things of that nature. But I think the game should be a little more physical because fans like that. Some of the fans like the fast-paced alley hoop and things of that nature, but the fans like the aggressiveness of players in terms of getting your face a little bit.
Talk a little smack.
Back in the day, they still show the highlights of Michael, MJ, and one getting up in X's face.
Xavier McDaniel?
Xavier McDaniel face, boy. Stuff like that. So
let's stay right there on Mike. I'm glad you got to Mike quick in this interview. Let's talk about Mike.
Well, can we say one thing right in there specifically about that? Can you talk about the level of ish talk? Because everyone says that Michael had the golden boy image at the time, but he was the worst trash talker, that he would say anything. You were right there just how nasty a trash talker was Michael.
With MJ, nothing was off limits.
Your mom, your wife, your kids.
Your brother, your dog, you name it. Nothing was off limit. And that's that competitive nature that he had. A kid named LeBradford Smith used to play with the Bullets, Wizard. He had 38 points on MJ. And we had to play him the next night. MJ didn't talk to anybody, walking off the court, and everybody was saying, oh, this is the next MJ. And he had scored those many points on MJ. The next game we played them in their in their arena, MJ had 40 at halftime. 40. And you never heard of LeBradford Smith again.
Never. And I'm from D.C. I don't remember LeBradford Smith.
So now Mike, people say Mike, he did the trash talk, but he also was not afraid to back it up. And he also was not afraid to mix it up even with his own teammates. And, nowadays we hear about Kobe going hard at his team. We hear about these things. And now because of social media and video and more press and more media and things like that, more coverage, you see Kobe going hard, screaming at people in practice, talking trash. You see this, but you lived through the Mike thing. We didn't see that. What was the difference there? Or was there any difference?
Oh, it was different. I mean, our practices were so intense because Phil, the mastermind behind everything, would put MJ on the second team, and me and Scotty would be on the first team. And being competitive like he was, man, unreal. And, of course, punches got thrown, many fights. I'm just so happy that social media wasn't back then.
You and Mike ever get into it yourselves? You guys ever scrap or no?
No, not physically, but verbally, we went at each other.
You thought about smacking Mike, though?
No. Of course not, because if MJ goes out, the Bulls goes out. No.
He knows where his bread gets buttered.
Yes, sir.
What about Scotty and Michael ever get into it?
Not physically. I mean, verbally, yeah. I mean, just a couple guys that Michael punched.
Was it just Bushler and like Steve Kerr? Was he just beating up the little white boys? Let's be honest.
No, he beat up a big white boy, Will Purdue. So
Purdue got one also.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to tell the story, but Will and I still good friends.
Listen, Will, you got beat up by Michael Jordan. It's cool.
What happened? What happened?
Typical Phil, running this play, and Will set a legal pick on MJ. MJ said, "Will, don't do it again." What are you talking about? That's Will. MJ said, "All right." Phil ran it again. So naturally ran it two more times. Legal pick. MJ walks up to Will. Boom.
Lit him up.
It was over. We grabbed Will. You're not going to hurt MJ.
Right. So Mike gets to punch and then gets separated.
MJ can take care of himself, but
No, y'all are making sure.
Yeah. So the next day on the plane, Will gets on the plane with a huge shiner.
Oh my God.
Amazing. Yo, we're hanging out with Horace Grant, 4-time NBA champ. One time in the All-Star game, right? Was it 97?
94.
94.
Yeah.
Do you compare? I mean, I lived it. I grew up in the 80s, watched the games, okay? The 90s games. Today's game is fun, right? It's a family affair, right? It seems like the players get out there, they have a good time, and it's fun. But back in the 80s and 90s, it seemed way more competitive. It seemed like the energy was like an actual game, like they were competing for bragging rights. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that intensity is even in the All-Star game now?
Like I said earlier, evolution of players and games, and I think the game is in a great position right now. But back in the day, I mean, we weren't making $25 million a year.
True.
And we wanted to win that game in the All-Star game because that was another $15,000 to $25,000 extra. And as far
spending money,
and as far as going out and playing in that game, we wanted bragging rights because we felt that could carry on over into the second half of the season. I bust your butt in the All-Star game. I'm gonna continue to do it. So it was very competitive back then. Now it's still competitive. I mean, I'm pretty sure guys want to win, but it's more of a entertaining purpose for kids and fans,
and the brands and everything that's involved.
Correct.
When you and Mike, I'm sure the teams went out to dinner a lot, right? You guys used to hang out, go to dinner, and things like that. Mike what was Mike's favorite thing to get? What would he get?
MJ loved pineapple.
Really?
For some crazy reason, he loved pineapple.
Well, it's a delicious fruit. There's no question about it. Now, I have another Michael Jordan question for you. One thing that surprised a lot of people was in his Hall of Fame speech, Michael went basically on a tirade about everyone who'd ever doubted him, and it became this really interesting moment to me where we all realized as fans that the greatest player of all time was an insecure person like everybody else. He had his own things that he seemed obsessed with. Were you surprised by what he said, or did he always seem obsessed with anyone who ever questioned him?
Well, you don't question greatness. And that's what MJ, I mean, MJ had this philosophy: I'm the best, and no one is going to tell me that I'm not the best. And that's having that competitive spirit. And who knows MJ? That speech was expected. I just put it that way.
You weren't surprised by it?
No, absolutely not. All the guys that really used to talk trash about him, meaning coaches, Van Gundy. Yeah, MJ don't forget things like that.
You got to the Bulls, what, 3 years after Jordan had got there?
Yes.
About 3 years?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people forget the early days of Michael Jordan when he first got into the league and his shorts were longer than everyone else and his style of play was different than everyone else and he used to shoot too much and the media really got on him about. I remember they used to have those T-shirts. Remember those team T-shirts they had that were like the animated figures? Mm-hmm. They had one for the Bulls that was all Michael Jordan's face with no one else's face on. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Talk about now, like when you see these younger players like a Kobe Bryant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going
it's funny
through
to say, like younger players, like Kobe Bryant, who's now an old man himself.
Who's an old man himself, right? But talk, Horace, about why or will Kobe ever be Michael Jordan? Is it just about getting that sixth ring, or is there something else that you see being played with Michael, watching Kobe, that you see similarities he could be or he'll never be?
Well, I had a great opportunity to play with them both. MJ in Chicago and Kobe with the Lakers. You can compare them because it's their attitude towards the game and their opponent is so similar, and the passion for the game. But only one MJ, and I say that in the respect of course, Kobe helping win 5 NBA championship. MJ would shake your hand at half court and thinking about literally stepping on your neck to win that ball game.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, whatever it takes. And Kobe, if he don't like you, he don't like you. I mean, if that's a difference, that's a difference. But MJ, I mean,
you might never know.
Yeah, it's a different level. Yeah, you don't know with MJ.
And almost you're saying he was almost willing to go an extra step in terms of acting nice to you and then wanting to destroy you just that much.
Scotty and I, Pip and I, used to have this saying. We used to stand on the sideline when MJ went out to half court, captains come out. And if we see the captains of the other team shake his hand and smile and laugh, we know we had that game because they're having fun with MJ.
They want to watch. Yeah, they want to watch.
Yeah, but we knew MJ was thinking about putting the boot on your throat, and which he did. Yeah.
You know what I find really interesting is that you are an amazing athlete. You went to Clemson, correct?
Correct.
Number 10 overall draft pick, 4 rings, an all-star appearance. I mean, people just dream of the NBA career you've had. Yet there's absolutely no question that because you played with Michael Jordan, people like us right now talk to you nonstop about MJ. Does that bother you at all, or is it something you're proud to do?
Humbly, I mean, the best career anybody could ask for. To play with MJ, Kobe, Shaq, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, those guys. Once you know your value on that particular team, I mean, I can sit here and talk about MJ because I knew he was one of the best leaders that ever played the game. He taught me how to be competitive. I mean, not saying that I was competitive.
I mean, yeah, you obviously knew how to compete.
Yeah, but he taught me, don't let them see you hurt. You go out there and you do your role, and we'll take care of the rest. That's such a great leader. So to talk about MJ, oh man, well deserved.
And you don't feel like, hey guys, I'm pretty damn good in my own right. Like I don't know if I left here and every time I went through anything else, people were just like, yo, working with Ebro. I mean, what a moment. Like I'd be like, yeah, Ebro's great, but what about me? But I mean, with MJ, it's just something I guess you got to just be happy to be a part of it.
Listen, man. I mean, like I said, a great leader, and if it wasn't for MJ, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now. I mean, not saying that I wouldn't have a pretty decent career, but for a leader to lead you to three championships.
You'd have been like your brother, is what you're saying.
I didn't say that, Harvey.
Well, no, hold on. I'm from DC now.
Harvey was nice.
I'm from
now.
DC, and Harvey was a hell of a player. Yeah. But Harvey was playing next to Jeff Malone and Bernard King, who were fantastic players, but they weren't MJ. Because you guys weren't that different in skill, right? You guys were in the same ballpark.
Harvey was a small forward. I'm power forward. You know, he liked to shoot the jumper, and I like to mix it up. So that was a little difference in our games. But, man, he had such a good career when they were the Bullets. I mean, I'm reading the papers, and he's averaging 18 points, and I'm averaging 11.
You want to hold that hand up, though.
Yeah.
Put the hand up.
I know. Then,
yeah.
By the way, it's the 91-92 Bulls ring, in case you're wondering. I'm going to put it on Instagram for everyone.
It was all good.
Phil Jackson. Can you tell? You said earlier the mastermind, right? I think, Phil was the first coach that we ever got to hear about actually masterminding, not just things on the basketball court, but things off the basketball court, like the time that Michael supposedly had the flu. Right? There's conspiracy theories where it was like Mike wasn't sick. They did that to get the other team to relax so that Mike could go out there and put him to sleep. Right? And you just spoke about Mike shaking hands, being chummy with the other team to get them to relax a little bit so y'all go for the kill. Is that real? Was it that far along where even off the court y'all were masterminding strategies to get the media to play into certain things so that you guys could go for the kill?
That was all Phil. Speaking of PJ, I mean, for a guy to have all different types of personality coexist, MJ, Pip, myself, the first three. Then you got Dennis coming on for the last three, and Ron Harper. It takes a genius, man, because we all had egos. We all wanted to have some of the spotlight, but Phil did his thing. He did his thing, and as far as the flu, MJ had the flu. He had the flu, and he was really
so
truly.
You're gonna keep going with the story.
Hey, he was truly sick, but even on his deathbed, he was just that great.
You guys, Horace Grant's here giving us great talk. Thank you very much. The All-Star Weekend is taking over the entire New York City area. And there's actually 2 NBA houses, right, where people can go see former players. Yourself, Horace Grant will be there, autographs, all that. Where's that at, Rosenberg?
So you have the NBA house in Manhattan, Skylight at Moynihan Station. That is going down all week, February 10th through the 16th. And then the Brooklyn location is LIU Brooklyn Paramount Theater, February 11th through 15th. And tickets for NBA House are on sale starting at $10. You can go get them at NBAtickets.com. Great opportunity to hang out with legendary players like this guy.
Yo, big up to the NBA for setting us up for Horace Grant to come through. Talk about where you see players today. You were talking about how Phil masterminded to keep egos together. And we see a lot of egos now, right? Like even right now, LeBron and Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love learning how to play together. They were all superstars in their own right, and now here they come together and trying to put together a team. Do you see players struggling with that knowing their role thing a lot more now than when you played?
Well, when I played, we not saying that guys don't play for the love of the game, because 98% of them do. But back in the day, I mean, the dollars wasn't there per se like it is now. It was all about winning. When you won back in the day, you knew you were going to get that championship ring, and then you were going to get a nice bonus. But now, today, I mean, the championship ring is the ultimate goal for these players. But, they're making $20, $18, $20, $22 million. And saying that, Kevin Love, LeBron James, and Kyrie Irving, it's going to take a little time for them to mesh, because, as you said, different teams, they were the guy. And in order to be successful, you had to put those egos aside and know that LeBron is the man.
guy.
Is the man. I mean, Kevin Love, my advice, be a rebounder, hit the open jumper, play some defense.
Let LeBron do LeBron.
Let LeBron be LeBron.
And Kyrie distribute.
Hey, Kyrie distribute. He can, he can
And he's
score.
going to have his nights like he did the other night when he had 55.
Last night he dropped 55. He can score next quite
LeBron wasn't playing.
Now, but Horace, don't you think also back then, let's be honest, there weren't as many guys on one team. I mean, the Bulls were Jordan's team. And as much as Pippen is an all-time great, he is head and shoulders beneath Michael Jordan. Michael was the clear cut, no question about it. You know what I'm saying? You guys it was basically a team of great role players,
right,
and you're one guy. Do you think that maybe that formula is a little better than having multiple big-time scorers on one team?
Well, guys have to look at it right now. That's LeBron's team. No, I mean, no.
That's LeBron's city.
Yeah,
State.
Yeah. But that's his team.
Yeah.
It's his team, and in order for them to be successful, regardless of the talent he has on there, he has to take over. He has to take over, and not taking anything away from my man Pip. I mean, Pip, man, Hall of Famer, 10, 12 time.
I'm gonna tell you
All-Star.
something broke my heart with Scottie Pippen though. Something broke my heart. After Jordan retired, Scottie went on to play. I think he went to play in Portland, right? He got so frustrated trying to be a leader. Y'all remember this?
I remember it well.
Scottie was on the sideline crying one time. He had got so frustrated trying, because the pressure of Jordan's retired. Will Pippen be able to carry a team? Is he the star that he was?
And he was good.
He was good.
But it wasn't like he left and became Michael.
Well, remember this, when MJ retired in 93, or after the 93 season, Pip took over the Bulls.
Yeah.
And he led us to 55 wins. And playing the Knicks here on this call that the referee said he fouled Hubert Davis, in which Hubert shot 2 free throws with a second left.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that. But that year, Pitt was MVP of the All-Star game. He was running for the MVP.
He had a great season.
But Pip could have.
He didn't get the chip though. And that's what when you play with somebody like Jordan, that's what you're compared against. Did you get the chip though? Without Jordan.
I mean, listen, Pippen still had an amazing career, but I hear what you're saying.
I'm just
listen,
this is real basketball conversation that people have.
How many chips did MJ get without Pip?
True indeed.
Good question. 0.
But I mean, it takes a team, but it takes really 2 guys, one guy knowing that he's the boss, and then for lack of a better phrase, and his support.
How much crossover? And we're gonna let you go in a second, but how much crossover did you have with Oakley? Do you guys have a year or two together?
Yeah. Oh man, that was my mentor.
Really? He taught
me, man. He taught me everything about basketball in terms of
how to fight. He taught you how to fight.
Sharpen your nails before you go out. Seriously. Hey, sharpen your nails. You do whatever it takes. And all right,
confession. Horace Grant confessions right now. Your dirtiest move. When you look back, everybody got a dirty move. Grab shorts, pinch a guy, put the elbow right under the rib. Everybody got a little move.
Stick your knee out when they're coming by the screen.
Something. Horace Grant, go-to dirty move.
On the free throw line, and I know a guy is, say it like a Kevin Willis or Rick Mahorn. I know they're going to punch me in my back even on the free throw line. I stick my left foot out, my leg out, and just try my best to trip their butts. Yeah.
Trip that ass.
Yes. Trip them.
Who's the dirtiest player you ever played against?
Bill Lambier. I respect the heck out of him, but I would shake his hand and never invite him into my house.
You respect him, but not that one.
Dirt. Just dirty. Just down dirty.
So with the Pistons, the Bad Boys, that whole Bad Boys thing, they were that bad.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, and I love Isaiah, I love Zeke, man, but that choir boy face.
He's a dirtbag.
Oh.
I know him too.
That's a snake in the grass, man. That's a snake in the grass. But hey, you would love to have guys like that on your team.
Do you remember a time many, many years ago? This was a story that was in my neighborhood. It was a rumor in my neighborhood. You can ruin it right now for me. People said that one time Charles Oakley's cousin lived around the corner from me in Chevy Chase, Maryland, and that when y'all came to play the Bullets, people said that my neighbor Warren, that Charles Oakley came to the house with Michael Jordan and Horace Grant. Do you ever remember going to Charles Oakley's cousin's house for dinner?
He's a liar.
Well, I remember going to his house in Cleveland for dinner.
No, damn it.
Hey, in
I knew
Cleveland.
Jordan never came to the hood. And by the way, the hood, not exactly the hood.
We went to when Oak is from Cleveland, and we used to go over there, and his mom, man, used to throw down this meal, and Oak boys used to be in the back standing up. Back in the day, you wear the gloves with the fist out like this, man, making sure everything was on
cool.
Everything was cool.
By the way, speaking of your hands, I'm sorry. Can I just see your hand for a second? I mean, Ebro.
You look like a child.
These are man hands. This is a monstrous man.
Horace Grant. Will you be at the NBA house during the All-Star weekend? Do we got him on? We got him on the schedule. There's 2 locations. Run those locations again, bro.
There's one. There's one in the city, of course. That's open from the 10th to the 16th at Skylight, Moynihan Station, and then Brooklyn, LIU Brooklyn, Paramount Theater, 11th through the 15th.
And the official title is what? The NBA All-Star House.
NBA House.
Just NBA House.
That's right. It's the official fan hub for NBA All-Star 2015. You can hang out with legends, appearances, yada, yada, yada. It's going to be awesome.
Go ahead, Horace.
I just got on social media, so you got to hit me up on...
Get your plug in, Horace.
Hey, hit me up on Horace Grant 54 on
I knew it.
Twitter.
I knew it was Horace Grant 54. I knew it.
Instagram. All of that stuff. All of that.
So. The Knicks, your man Phil Jackson and Derek Fisher.
Yeah.
Trying to pull something together. It's not coming together as fast as they thought it would, or at least the city thought it would. I'm sure Phil knew it was going to take some time. Any opinion on that? Because this is the worst the Knicks have ever been.
Yeah, it's bad right now. But I say to the Knicks fans out there, be patient. Phil and D. Fish is going to get the pieces in here. Believe me when I say this, fans. They're going to get the pieces in here to make that triangle work. And believe me, they won a few games in a row already. But be patient with these guys. I mean, if the triangle can work for MJ and Kobe, it's going to work here. Just need the pieces.
You think some of these players now are lazy? They don't want to learn it. They want to free form. They don't want to commit to what the triangle really is.
Because when you're not winning, you're thinking that this
let me just play. Let us play.
No, that's not Phil and that's not D. Fish. And if you're that type of player, you're not going to be here for long. Yeah, for sure.
All right, Horace Grant. Anything we got Horace Grant here, B.
Listen, I know.
Listen,
before we wrap this time,
listen. Anything that we didn't cover. Talked about MJ fighting.
I heard that I'm a Celtics fan, and I heard that even though I'm wearing the Fly Spurs throwback, but I heard that he hit the last shot in the history of Boston Garden.
Yep, I was with Orlando Magic. Last shot, closed it down.
That's pretty crazy.
Why didn't you wear your goggles today?
Yeah.
You should have worn your goggles.
Well, I didn't want to sign too many autographs out there, man. And I didn't want people hitting me with
So what
snowballs.
you saying? So you don't wear your goggles so you can say that you're Harvey and not Horace?
Yeah.
Yo, Harvey gonna come up here and try to see me.
Yo, Ebro, don't.
I don't want no problems, man.
Come on, man. Horace, thank you, man.
Thank you guys for having me, man. Can't wait to get back here on the 11th of February for All-Star Weekend, and looking for having some fun with the fans.
That's what's up, man. I know you want to shout your Instagram and Twitter one more time.
Yeah, Horace Grant 54.
My advice to you: do not teach him what DMs are.
No, we keep him safe. We're gonna keep him safe. We're gonna take care of our guy.
Because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, and we didn't bring it up in this interview. Some of your old things from back when you was moving around, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They gonna pop up in your DMs.
Slide in your DMs,
like with old photos of you and
man.
them.
Oh no,
making requests.
Ebro, give him this lesson off the air, man.
Yeah, I got some people who are gonna take care of that.
Yes.
If it hits, they'll take care of it.
All right. Yeah. You just make sure that they keep that low, because I know y'all was, you know what I mean?
It was the 80s and 90s, baby.
3P, you know what I'm saying?
Horace Grant, ladies and gentlemen, give it up.